Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're making this really cute little rainbow chakra necklace. It's got a single sliding knot at the back here so that you can adjust your bracelet bigger and smaller, and our beautiful rainbow design at the front. For our design we've got our 7 rainbow coloured beads. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, a dark blue and a purple. And the cord we're using today is a 0.8mm polyester thread. And for our design today we need about 60 centimetres of thread. So just measuring out our 60 centimetres or about 24 inches of thread. Now first up we place the beads onto the thread. So I find it easier to thread my beads on if I cut one of the cords on a little angle. And that way it's not so bulky on the end. Now making sure to place your beads on in order of the rainbow. So we've got the red bead going on first, then the orange, then the yellow, and our green bead. Obviously you can place whatever beads you like on this bracelet design. I'm just showing you with the rainbow. Now it's our lighter blue. Then onto our darker blue, and finally the purple bead. Now once you've got your beads on in the right order, we place the ends of our cord together and follow it back down to the middle, pulling these beads into the middle of our cord. Now holding our beads in the middle, we grab the cord just on the side of our beads there, and that's where we tie a knot. So simple overhand knot, bringing the thread around to form a loop and pulling the cord through the loop, pulling it down onto that point that sits next to the beads, making sure it's pulled nice and tight, and then you can slide your beads up against the knot. Then we swap our beads onto the opposite side and do the same thing again. So holding that point just on the side of our beads and bringing our cord around to form a loop, pulling our thread through the loop. This time we're gently going to work our knot down so that it sits right up against the beads. So making sure your beads are all very close to that first knot, and then gently working the second knot down nice and tight so that it holds all those beads secure in the center between the two knots. Making sure it's pulled really nice and tight. So that's the beaded part of our design done. Now we can move on to the sliding knot part of our bracelet. So laying our bracelet down and bringing this left side cord around on top so that our cords overlap here in the middle. Now picking our bracelet up and holding it in our left hand, then with this top cord we bring it down the back and around our finger, and then again down the back and around our finger, and again down the back and around our finger. So we should have 3 full loops around our finger there. So we gently hold on to these loops and remove them off our finger. Then with our little tail end piece that we wrapped around, we bend that around and place it down all 3 loops, pulling it out the right hand side and gently pulling that knot down nice and tight and tidy. Now you should have a fully functional sliding knot. It should slide along the other cord, and you should have a bracelet sort of size in between the beads and the sliding knot. So the hardest thing about this design is actually getting your sliding knot in the right position. So you want to just check that your sliding knot is sliding okay, and then extend it and make sure it fits over your wrist as well. You can always untie and retie your sliding knot if you're not happy with it, just to get it into the right position. But you want that sliding knot to be sitting nice and even when it's sitting on your wrist. But if you're happy with the size of your bracelet, then we can go ahead and place some little knots on the cords as stopper knots. I like to place a little bead on each cord first, but this is optional, and then tie a simple overhand knot on each end. Bring the cord around to form a loop and bringing the end through the loop, making sure to pull the knots down nice and even on both cords. Once you're happy with your knots, then you can cut the tails off just outside the knot and singe them with a lighter so they don't fray.